care of another, she would have acted out and killed somebody.
So in this case, it looks like Alvin was the one who got into more trouble, having known her.
Sources for this episode include Thomas Cook's book, Early Graves.
Was that a good book?
It was interesting for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you want to know more about the Neelleys, check out that book. I downloaded it on Audible and listened to it. There's an episode of Wicked Intentions, Most Evil and Deadly Women. So there are numerous documentaries and TV shows about the Neelleys and a lot of news articles from the trial days that I was able to access. But I'm surprised with the coverage of this case. I'd really never heard of the Neelleys before.
No, they're all around right below us. They're in Georgia and had their whole little hunting grounds.
That's why I thought it was such an interesting case for mountain murders.
Yeah, I've never really heard of them. And they sound like they affected a lot of people's lives in a horrible way.
Well, we'll get to our discussion part of the episode, Dylan. I mean, what we get in this case is a lot of he said, she said. For every story of abuse from Judith, there's a witness to counter that story.
Yeah.
That say, no, she was the mastermind behind the crimes.
No, but his ex did outline some of, pretty significant abuse at Alvin's hands too. So I think we both agreed he was not the coolest guy, the nicest guy, very dysfunctional. But at the same time, we still both think he wouldn't have made that leap up into. I think she seen the situation for what it was. Judith, I think she's the manipulator, and she's the one who, hey, he is deviant. He does have these sexual fantasies or desires that are, not cool. But
he's a pedophile.
He's a pedophile. Well, yeah, that's the way you should say it.
He's a fucking child predator.
He's a child predator, but she was all too willing to. She was getting her part of the control, the surprising people, almost like she enjoyed the game part of it. The hunting, actual hunting.
Yes.
Like, disarming people by being a small, young girl, being pregnant, robbing people. I mean, she just totally leaned into this role she was playing.
One of the most common things we see in serial killer couples or crime spree couples is they both blame the other when they get caught. Oh, I had no choice. And many times these women demonstrate cruelty and brutality on their own, even when their husbands are not present. And we've seen that with Judith. Often, however, when we cross these sexually sadistic women like Judith, I mean, they usually have a history of abuse in their background.
Right.
There is something already missing in women who would agree to rape and torture another person. Yes. They have that lack of empathy, or maybe it's a moral compass that they're missing. But rarely do we see a person who's like a truly good person being corrupted by their evil partner.
Oh, no. I mean,
it's like you already have to have this bit of dysfunction or, broken kind of thing going on in your own psyche or whatever.
Definitely. And I think it takes time for them to move along this track to where they finally get to this, doing these horrible things. It takes a while for both of them to get there. But, sometimes in these relationships, the guy typically is
the aggressor,
an aggressive psychopath.
Yeah.
And they're literally, but like I said, they keep control of them just like they do the victims the entire time. Keep them with them. You're in the room with me. You're in the car with me. If you do anything I don't like, I'm going to kill you too.
Oh, it reminds me of the film with Brad Pitt and Juliette Lewis.
California,
David
bruh.
Duchovny. Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of that mentality or situation because he's very abusive to Juliette Lewis and very controlling.
California is an incredible movie. I think it was one of Brad Pitt, his best performance, personally. Early Grace.
Partners in thrill kills usually have the leader and teams up with this other person who is equally as enthusiastic to be an accomplice. If someone is lacking in their own character, like I said, it's pretty easy to bring that person on board and along for the ride.
It's true.
And as we said, couples who kill, typically it's the male aggressor.
Yeah.
Kind of, manipulating this woman into getting, involved. But it's a pretty interesting study to see how murdering duos find each other. I'm always interested, how do they reach out, find another person that they can bring into the mix or bring into the fold? I mean, what is the motivating factor? And then, like, how do they go about selecting victims together?
And how do you start, like, letting them know what you really think and feel? How are those conversations awkward, or is there a time when they're just like, oh God, really? Because I would rape that girl, but I wouldn't, sodomize her with an object. You go that far? I mean, isn't that weird? Just
I know. I'm like, I imagine,
dynamics.
is it like when we discuss, that we're going to paint the house and I bring home paint samples and I'm like, which color do you like best for the bedroom?
Right.
I mean, is it just a casual conversation? I don't know.
Which object would you prefer?
It's very strange.
To beat this person with.
Yeah, Dylan, I mean, we're approaching our 2-year anniversary.
I know.
And I'm interested in finding out, like, at what point in their relationship we're going to start discussing our crime spree.
You've talked about killing people, but you haven't asked me to help. Yeah, so I think we're still early on. I think you're taking it slow with me.
You mean like I'm like, hey, do you want to go kill this person with me?
Right. You haven't done that yet.
You're not supposed to fucking tell people this.
Well, of course, this is all just a fun story. It's just carrying on.
Well, we like true crime, and so of course I'm always like, how would you get rid of a body?
Yeah, of course.
What would you do?
Who doesn't do that, right?
What would Dylan do?
Well, I'm going to. I just don't want to get caught. I don't want to go to prison.
You're too pretty for prison, baby.
I think I'm going to be the guns blazing, you ain't taking me alive copper kind of guy.
I probably would be like that as well.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, I don't really want to go to jail. I don't want to talk to anybody on a bowl, like meet people on the bowl.
You don't want to be getting pink eye when you're trying to meet people on the bowl?
No, I don't want to get shanked with a toothbrush.
Everything about prison sucks. And that's why I don't rob, pillage, and steal, and kill, and rape, and murder.
What if everything about prison is like the 60s and 70s drive-in exploitation movies where it's like just hot, sexy girls in jail?
Oh, man. I don't know. I mean, I'd be a little different, but I feel like I'd be in that prison.
Are you sure?
Might work for you.
No, I don't want to go to prison.
Yeah, so we'll just keep being good citizens.
Although I did get a gold tooth, and not that people in prison have a gold tooth, but I feel like this should be a good side story. So I ordered, it's not a grill, it's not like a full set of teeth, but it's just like a single gold tooth, right?
It's a single snapping cap.
Yeah. And so I've been wearing it around. It gives me a whole new sense of person. Like,
can I tell them that when you put that in, it's like you're a gangster. I mean, you're ride or die, and you're very you're mean to me.
I write you grocery lists that say they have like all the things I need, and then at the bottom it's like run up, bitch.
Yeah.
Does anybody else write their husbands like nasty notes on grocery lists? Because I always do that shit.
Yeah, she's like, I left you a note on that. It's like eggs, milk, bread, whatever. And then at the very bottom, it's like, run up, bitch, 3 exclamation points. Yeah. I'm just like, oh my God.
Oh, God, she's wearing her gold tooth.
She's got her gold tooth on and when I get back, she's going to be holding a gun sideways in my face.
The only thing I need now to go with my gold tooth is like a little teardrop tattoo.
And you need to pick your colors.
My colors?
Yeah.
I look good in black.
I think black would be a good gang color.
Or hot pink.
Yeah. So, yeah, when she puts her gold tooth in, she's mean to me.
I'm not mean to you.
Yeah, you are.
When I put my gold tooth in, you become even more annoying.
Oh, yeah.
Stupid.
That's what happens. All right. So, if you guys continue listening, this was episode 84.
Can you believe it? 84?
That's a lot. Get in here.
Dylan, where can they find us?
They can find us on Apple Podcast, on Spreaker, on Spotify, on SoundCloud, on YouTube, believe it or not.
iHeart. Podchaser, Podbean, Stitcher.
Basically,
Acast.
Anywhere you listen to your podcast and download, you can find us.
We would appreciate it if you subscribed and gave us a 5-star review.
Yes, I will say, again, I'm sure you hear this all the time from all the podcasters, but if you will rate and review us on any platform you listen, it really keeps us out there, floating around the ether for other people to find, helps us grow. And yes, if you could subscribe, that also helps us, gives us useful data.
You can also find us on social media. We're on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Just look for Mountain Murders or Mountain Murders Podcast. It should pull up. Also, if you're feeling generous, or you just can't get enough of Dylan and his sniveling, whiny comments. I'm just kidding.
Wow.
Well, you were making a stupid face. I had to say that and get your attention.
Yeah, I was making a stupid face.
Yeah.
Well, if they can't get enough of that, what do they do, Heather?
Sign up on Patreon to support Mountain Murders Podcast.
Been put a lot of content over there.
It's true. We have a lot of bonus content. We get a little wild and crazy. We're like the wild and crazy guys.
We're the wild and crazy guys.
Well, we're a little more open with our language and jokes there. It's a little more relaxed.
We feel safe behind the paywall.
It's true. But you can join for as low as $1 a month. Also, we should give a shout out to Caitlin. She just signed up at our $1 level.
Hey, girl.
So thanks, Caitlin. But check out our Patreon if you want to access the content. It's $3, but we have tons of episodes, a lot of information, cool stuff you wouldn't normally get.
That's right. And no matter what you do, just keep listening. We love you all.